Oh, welcome to the Sharpe Way Show. So happy to have you with me this evening, a little bit past 7 p.m. on the East Coast. Yes, I'm a tad late. It is a holiday. That's my BS excuse. It is BS, but it is my excuse either way. It's why I'm here, and I still made it. So I decided that I wasn't sure if I wanted to do a show today or not. It is a holiday. Should I just take some time off? Should I not do the thing, or should I show up? And I thought every year I do some type of restart, regroup, rethink. It's the beginning of the year show. And I thought I should do it again. For those of you who don't know, I am my day job, how I make my money normally is I am a trainer, professional coach, executive coach, teacher, all those types of things. So I spend a lot of time trying to move people forward in different ways. So a lot of the stuff people have heard about goal setting and New Year's Eve, there's a lot of back and forth about it. One of them is, look, it's dumb to set goals on New Year's Day because it's just another day and you can start your goals anytime. And theoretically, that's true. But in practice, it actually isn't. What do I mean by that? We are social creatures. It's what humans are. It's who humans are. And we do want to have times that matter to us culturally, right? It's New Year. We're all yelling Happy New Year to each other. Happy New Year. Is this really the new year? For those who don't know, it actually isn't. We made it up. Yes, the new year actually begins in March, which is spring. Duh, should be. Of course it is, right? This is why December, by the way, December is the 10th month, November 9th, the 7th. So December used to be the 10th month. And then January and February, the 11th and 12th month. And then March, starting spring, will be the first month. That's how it used to be, right? They've changed since then because of the stupid Romans. The Romans decided January is the time because January is actually named after Janus, the two-faced god, and that's when they would change things. So the Senate changed over in January, and therefore we have the new year because of the Roman Senate. I know it sounds dumb, but it's actually true. So we have a new year. We have a new year starting in January because of the Roman Senate, not because of anything else. That's why winter goes through the new year. It makes no sense. It's supposed to be March. Anyway, doesn't matter. Why does it matter? Because New Year is a cultural time for things to be new, to change, to shift, to make this stuff different for you. It's a good time to do it. You don't feel awkward. It gives you a reason. It gives you a cultural reason to do stuff. It could be that. It could be New Year's Day. It could be your birthday. Could be Easter if you're a more religious Christian. Could be that renewal. Anything that is a renewal in your brain and in your culture, your peer group, is a good time to make a shift and to try to do things better in your life. I'm a big fan of New Year's because it's a good time to go, you know what? I'm going to do some new thing. I'm going to do some different thing. I'm going to start something better. And everyone around you goes, oh, good. Yay. So that's not a bad time to do it. I appreciate that. So yes, Phil, thank you for $2, my friend. He says, we're going to get you a new job in 2026. Well, I have some goals in 2026. One of them is a new job. You're right. Absolutely. 100%. So yes, I will be working on that. Thank you for that. I do appreciate it. By the way, Phil's jumping on board already with the super chats. Thank you so much, guys. If you can super chat, that's awesome. But also, if you can click the button known as Lima India Kilo Echo. And also, if you know that there are friends, family, people you care about who want some extra hints and tips and ways to be better in 2026, to set better goals, I'm going to cover that tonight. So please share this or repost this for that person. Say, hey, Larry's going to give you some good stuff. And you can reach out and ask questions, and he'll just answer them on the show. So please, if you would, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel or follow this page, please do so. It does matter. Every bit does count. I appreciate it. And if you get some value out of today's show, you go, man, this really helped. This gave me something good. Then become a member. Reward me for my good behavior by giving me becoming a member. YouTube, the Sharpe Way YouTube. $6.99 per month. Click that join button to get more people jumping on board. All right. I do want to talk about the idea of setting goals. Most people will tell you, well, Larry, setting goals is easy. You just got to set SMART goals, right? That's a common thing. And utter garbage. SMART goals, for those who don't know, is like specific and measurable. SMART stands for something that means nothing, but it stands for something. And people preach it all day long. You get it in business classes. I know I've taught in business school. It's useless. Why? If you don't have an environment of success, Your SMART goals will just be very clear on why you failed last year. That's not the goal. Don't think SMART goals is enough. It's nice if you want SMART. I'm exaggerating, they're useless, but you're not gonna all of a sudden do well because you have a SMART goal. That isn't the issue. Setting the SMART goals doesn't matter. Setting the right goals with the right environment does matter. You might go, Larry, I'm not sure what I should do. Larry, I'm not sure how I can do it. Okay. All right. There are ways you can do it. My VA lady pops in. Thank you for the $5. It was 1 year ago today that I started my virtual assistant business. Larry was my first client. My goal was to completely retire from cleaning houses by April. Oh, let's hope you do that. That'd be amazing. Thank you so much. D, you are the best. You're the best. By the way, if you are running a channel, you should reach out to my VA lady. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. Absolutely. So let me ask a couple of things, if I could, of you guys. I want to think about something very important. And that is, if you could, as D just did talk about last year, if you can think about this last year, 19, like how old I am, 2025, year 2025, what was a very good outcome that came from 2025? One, hopefully, that you were planning on. You were planning on a good outcome, and there was a good outcome. Now, here's how I measure good and how you should measure good. Measure good means you expected X and you got X or better. That is a good outcome. You expected X and you got X or better. And then what's something that did not go the way you wanted it to go? In fact, I would ask, what is one of your biggest regrets, biggest errors, or biggest disappointments? And here's how I describe that. You expected X and you got way less than X. Way less. Like you thought it was going to be, and it was way less. I want you to think about that. Why? Because that's going to help you be better this year. You do not want to be here next year thinking, damn, I did the same dumb stuff I did, blah, 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 and making yourself feel bad. So literally, right now, think in your head right now. I know you're distracted by how good looking I am. It's true, I am good looking. Don't distract. Close your eyes if you need to. It's fine. And start thinking, last year, what was an outcome that I was pretty happy about? Okay. And what was an outcome that I really regretted, that I really wish it didn't go that way? It did not go the way I'd planned at all. When you start thinking about that, ask yourself, what was the most important thing you did? One thing that you did that assisted in that good outcome. Number one thing that you did that assisted or was responsible for that good outcome. And then reverse. The regret, the mistake. What was the one thing that you should have done that you didn't do? The biggest one, not a list of 75, the biggest one that you probably should have done that you didn't do, that was most responsible for that poor outcome, that regret. Now, with that in mind, those two things in mind, what advice would you give yourself? If you can go back, magic powers, you can go back to last year this time and give us some advice and go, hey, I saw the year. Two things. Number one, make sure you do this and make sure you don't do this. What two things, if you could tell yourself now, you would do. Why? Because now you start thinking not only about the negative, but the positive, how you can repair. What you will find in America today, it's across the world, but heavily in America today, is an overemphasis on positivity. Positivity. So positive. I'm not against positivity. I'm against unnecessary positivity. I want to be positive and negative. Reality, what's going on? Both are right. Back and forth. If you go back and forth, you can see what you can shift and what can be better and what can be worse. Both of those. Let me tell you, for $20, my friend, I got a job in 2025. I didn't topple the circle government. I didn't impose my traveling gallows / give. Well, yes. Okay. But I went to expectations. Note what I said. Not we. Did you actually expect that, lunatic? Were you like, I'm probably going to topple the government? Did you actually expect that? Now, if you did, okay, if you did. But note, I didn't say what you wish happened. That was not the words I used. I said expectation. Did you expect to topple it? Did you expect to come close? Did you expect to make a move towards it? What was your realistic expectation? And did it get higher than that? That's a win. Or is it lower than that? That's a loss. That's what I'm saying. And the job you got in 2025. Again, what were you expecting? Getting a job could be good, it could be bad. What were you expecting? Our happiness is based upon reality compared to expectations. That's what makes us happy or not when it comes to that type of thing, right? That's what success for not, right? I expected X, I got X. I'm satisfied. I expected X, I got way more than A. Wow, I'm happy. I expected X, I got way less than X. I'm unhappy. So the question I'd ask, lunatic, is the job you got versus your expectations. Is it that or higher or that or lower? And the government, what did you expect to do? Did you expect to do that? Or did you not expect that? Note what I'm saying, not what you want. What we want's nice, but here's something to recognize, and this is going to sound horrible, but people will tell you things like, follow your passion, or you can do anything. That's all horseshit. You can't do anything. I can't either. I can't. If I could do anything, well, I'd be governor already, wouldn't I? I'd have been governor in 2018. I'm sorry. If I could do anything, I'd be Derek Jeter. I'd be a retired captain of New York Yankees. That's what I would be. I'd be a retired captain of New York Yankees who took the Yankees to the World Series. If I could be anything I wanted to be, that's what I would be. In fact, if I do it now, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to go become captain of New York Yankees and take them to the World Series. Yeah, it's not going to happen. I'm talking about expectations. So that's the piece I want to make sure we're clear on. What was the expectation? Well, it goes on to ask, my expectation is spreading information amongst the populace. Also my job. I've gotten all expectations and more. Well, that's a big win. Okay, so good for you. Good for you. Spreading information. Okay. I'll cover both of those. The first one's obviously a win, and one seems to be a loss. The win, obviously, the job. You got more than what you expected. That's a win. What was the number one thing you did that you think most affected, is most responsible for you getting that job? What was the thing you did that was most responsible? There are many things, but number one, responsible for getting that job. And number two, obviously you didn't get spend enough information among the populace because you weren't happy about that. You didn't drop the government, so it didn't work. So what was the thing that you either didn't do or maybe did and you shouldn't have done when it came to spreading information amongst the populace that didn't get you to the goal that you wanted? Did you not do something you should have done? Or would you do too much something you should have done? That's what I would ask you to think about from last year. That's the issue. So I hope that's clearer for those of you who are asking that question or thinking, well, what am I talking about, Larry? If you walk down this road seriously, you'll start thinking, what can I do next? What's my next step for this year? What should I expect for next year? How can this actually work? Randomly following your passion, not a good idea. Saying I can do anything, not a good idea. What are real expectations? What can we move forward? That's an issue. If you want to change your job, if you want to change something, you should ask yourself 3 questions. 3 questions. And by the way, you should write these down. And I don't mean type out on your phone. I mean, pull out a sheet of paper, get out a pencil or a pen if you have one. Find one if you don't have one, because people don't always have pencils and paper. Now find one, write it down. Why do I want you to write it down? There's an old saying. It's an old story with written down goals are more likely fixed. And there's an old story. It's either Yale or Harvard that they found out that Yale graduates, they tracked them 20 years later and they asked them the goals and which ones got goals. And like 10% of the people who didn't have goals achieved their written goals, and 90% who wrote their goals down, achieved more than the 10% who didn't, right? Utter horseshit, never happened, made up. You cannot find that study. It's utterly made up. Not true. But people have been saying it forever. It's absolutely not true. Written down goals aren't magic. They're not. Again, it's like the SMART goal shit. It's not magic. It isn't. The reason why I want you to write it down is because the vast majority of learners are either kinesthetic learners or visual learners. There's a small percentage who are audio. Most ones are either kinesthetic, which means you must do something to learn, right? By people fidget or doodle while they're watching, whatever, take notes. Some people take notes twice, like take a note. That kind of person is a kinesthetic. They must be doing something to learn. Those people tend to be good at things like they are mechanical or technical. They tend to be better at those types of things. They're often kinesthetic learners. Or visual. You see it, okay, now I remember because I saw it. If you physically write it down, it covers both kinesthetic and visual. That's why I want you to write it down. That's the reason. So that will make it stick in your brain. I want it to be in your brain. So write down, what are you good at? What do you like? And what has a customer? Those three things. What has a customer? So you like X, you're good at Y. What's the customer for that? There's no customer? Next. I'm not joking. Next. If you find out I'm good at Z and I like Z and the customer for Z is A, I got something I could do. There's a customer for the thing that I both like and I'm good at. I'm rocking and rolling. How do I start making that happen? If you're looking for that, don't play the follow your passion or you can be anything game. It doesn't work. Just makes you unhappy. Don't do that. Start shifting to make things work. And here's the reason why. Life is about two things: habits and odds. That's what life is. Habits and odds. If you have better habits, you increase the odds of you being successful. It doesn't mean you'll be successful. And if you have crappy habits, you might get lucky. So there's no guarantees in this. But if you have better habits, you increase the odds of your success. And generally speaking, the better habits you have, the faster your success will come. Generally speaking, obviously luck is important in everything. A lot of bad luck, a whole lot more time. Good luck, a whole lot faster. But there's another rule in life. And that is, it's not you can't win them all. That's what people tell you to make you feel better. That's not what it is. It's you can't lose them all. Eventually you win. Eventually, right? If you played a lottery forever, one day you'll win. I mean, it might take you 1,000 years, but one day you'll win, right? So no matter what, you can't lose them all. At one point you'll win. The better your habits, the higher your odds that it'll come earlier. That's why I keep talking about habits, ways to think, things to do. The more you do it, you have better habits, the odds increase. That's all it is. The odds increase. I can't guarantee you success. Nobody can. If you can live forever, you'll have success because eventually you'll win. Well, we don't live forever. So we make the odds the best that we can possibly do it. That's how we keep moving forward. So anyway, let me go back to what I was talking about. Before we shift learning goals, give yourself some idea of what you would do by looking at this last year. What was the bad outcome? What the worst outcome? Good outcome. What advice would you give yourself now? If you went back, hey, do this, do that. And I only want to think about two important things. The piece that was the most responsible for the good outcome and the piece that was the most responsible for the bad outcome. Only focus on those two. Why? I don't want you overwhelmed. People always think, but Larry, there's so much to do. Often that's true. But get moving on one thing. And that sounds silly, but it's one thing. Get moving on one thing, others will happen. People often tell me things. A common thing in January is, I want to get in better shape. Common thing. I'm not mad at it. Please get in better shape. If you want to get in better shape, please do so. If that's yours. Very common thing. Well, I got to eat right. I got to exercise. I got to sleep better. That's a lot of stuff to do. I would say, which one of those is the most important? Which has the most responsibility right now? If they go, I'm eating terrible. Okay, that's your number one. Okay, let's focus on that. Now, when you focus on the one thing, I don't want you to focus on the negative. I don't want you to go, I got to stop eating junk food. If that's what you care about. Again, if you want, stop eating junk food. That's how I got to stop. Want to think about what you will do, not what you won't do. So what you will do is instead go, you know what? I'm going to find a way to cook more meals at home so I don't eat fast food. Now I will do, right? I'm going to find a way to cook more meals at home so I don't eat as much fast food. That is a very simple goal. That is a will do, not a won't do. And it moves towards your overall goal of being in better shape, which you said, better health, better health. Boy, is that simple. But Larry, if I really want to be in better shape, I'm going to have to worry about exercise and whatever, all the other things I got to start doing. I got you. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But you have one simple thing to start with, which is I'm going to start cooking so I can not eat as much fast food. Now, obviously, I'm making this up for whoever you are, right? This is one thing you might do. Great. You pick this. What's the first step? First step. Well, the reason why I don't cook is because I don't have any good recipes. My mom passed away and never taught me how to cook. So I got no recipes. Okay, great. So what's the first thing you do? Find some recipes. How? I'm a chat GPT it. Okay, great. That's your first step. I'm going to get in better shape. That is a massive task. I'm a chat GPT recipes. That's a simple task. When are you going to do that? I don't know. Sometime this week. Oh, no. When? You guys know me well enough. No, I'm going to ask you exactly when. I can do it today. Today? What time? What today? What time today? Today, before midnight. Today, right now. I'll do it, I don't know, 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, great. So 10 o'clock today, you're going to get some recipes for ChatGPT. Yeah, great. Boom. I started. I just began. I just started. The hardest part in any of these things is starting. This, my friends, is how you start. The first simple step, specific step. But Larry, getting in shape, I need to go this and that. And yeah, but start with that one. Now you get some recipes. Okay, what's your next step? And I want you to think about that every day. I'm going to give you a daily thing to think about. Daily. Every day to think about. 3 things that we think about every single day. 3 things. Some are going to seem simple. Number 1, when you get up in the morning, do not respond to anything for at least a half an hour. I'm not joking. Don't pick up your phone. Don't look at your email. Don't respond to anything for at least 30 minutes. I would prefer an hour and a half, but I'll take 30 minutes. I usually 30 minutes to an hour, and I'm somewhere between 30 minutes and an hour. Literally, when I wake up in the morning, I do not turn my phone on. I don't grab my phone. I do anything else. If my daughters are home and they're going to work or school that day, when I get up, the first thing I do is I make their lunch. I know it sounds kind of sweet, but I do. I get up and I make their lunch. I make lunch for them. I pack their bag, and I get them so I can get off to either work and or school. That's the first thing I do. I don't respond. I don't pick up a phone. I don't look at my email. Nothing. That's what I do first. If they're not, I do something else. Like, and this is true, I'll take the garbage out. Just to do something. I will go and I will do. I will not respond. Preferably if I can get outside, even better if you can. Not everyone can do that, I know. But if you can, do something. Do not respond. Because if you respond, if the first thing you go for is your phone, you respond, you have already lost control of your day. Already. 30 minutes or more. This is something I do myself. I do not pick up my phone. My team gets mad sometimes. I don't respond until late. True, because I don't respond when I wake up in the morning. I do not. I do things first, and then I respond to things. You control your day. Do not respond when you wake up in the morning. Number 1 thing, if you can go 15 minutes, I'll take it. I'll take it. But try to go a half hour or more before you respond. We'll all have to respond to people and things. I know we got kids, friends, family, work. I know. Then if that means you have to get up earlier, then get up earlier. But do not respond the first thing you get up in the morning. Second, after you're up in the morning, whatever the case may be, think about whatever your next step has to be for your goal. Whatever the next step is. Just that one thing. I told Larry I was going to get those recipes. That's the one thing. Or, man, I got to cook because I got the recipe. I got to use the recipe. Okay, great. That's one thing. That's it. What is your one next step every day? One step. Third rule. Never miss 2 days in a row. Ever. I told you life is habits and odds. That's what it is. You do something, you miss something twice in a row, you just made a bad habit. whatever it is. So if this one day you have to respond immediately because you've got something important going on, you got to respond. Great. Next day, don't respond. If you respond 2 days in a row, done. You are back in your old habits. You are back in your old habits. So whatever you do, don't miss 2 days. Like, I'm going to work out, or I'm going to eat better, or I'm going to quit smoking. Whatever's the thing you want to do. I'm going to learn Spanish. Whatever is your goal you want for this year. Never miss 2 days in a row. You can miss one day. You're human. It's fine. It happens. It happens. You miss a day. It's fine. You're human. Don't kill yourself. It's fine. Right? 2 days in a row, you're back to your old habits again. So if yesterday you missed it, you must do it today, no matter what. You must. You must. Because here comes the next thing that I hear all the time. Larry, I can't make changes. Okay, why not? I got no choice. You got no choice. No choice. I got kids. Okay, so you got no choice. Now, that's a very easy excuse. Larry, you don't get it. Times are hard. I know times are hard, but I want to tell you something that you really understand in your head. You need to get this in your head. Really, like seriously, get this in your head. The only thing you have to do in life is die. That's it. Every other thing you do in your life, every other thing you do in your life is voluntary. Understand that at the core. Why? That is how you will end your victim mentality. Nothing else except die is what you have to do. Everything else is voluntary. Everything. I got to pay taxes. No, you don't. Go to jail. You're choosing to pay taxes so you don't go to jail. Wait a minute. That's an enforcement. Yes, but the gun is a choice. Why do I say that? To pull yourself out of victim mentality, to understand you're making smart choices. So even when you are trapped or have no choice, you are making choices and you're making the best one. The best one, if you don't go to jail, is to pay taxes. That's a good choice. I'm not trapped. I can say, no, I ain't paying and go to jail. You can. But I have choice. Jail, pay taxes. Oh, pay taxes. It's choice. Now, once you understand that mindset, when you get that mindset, again, it's a mindset. So I'm talking about mindset. Now you can act, okay, since I've chosen to not go to jail and pay taxes, how can I make paying taxes as effective and efficient as possible? Because I'm not trapped. I'm choosing to do this. What's the best way to do this? How do I do, again, legally avoiding tax, not tax evasion? That will be a crime, YouTube. I would never say that. That will be a crime. Don't do that. But tax avoidance is not a crime. That is legal. Tax evasion is. So don't do that, YouTube. Do not do that. What I'm saying is, now that I've accepted that I've made a choice to pay taxes and not go to jail, how do I use tax avoidance policies best I possibly can to pay the least amount of legal YouTube, legal tax? Right? I'm not trapped. I'm making decisions here. You should be thinking that way always. The second you think, I'm trapped, I got no choice, you surrender everything. You become a victim, and you will be a victim the rest of your life, and you will fail. But Larry, my situation's bad. I'm sure it is. People have terrible situations. Terrible. Terrible. And when you go, I have no choice, when you go, I'm trapped, you just made the situation worse. That's just true. Mindset matters. You are never trapped. The only thing you must do in this life, only thing, is die. Nothing else is required. You can choose other options, but you're hopefully making smart moves. Now, why does this matter? What if you're in a job that you hate? Many people are. Luckily, lunatic is not. What if you are? You're in a job you can't stand. I hate that job. It's terrible. I'm trapped. I got no choice. Now what's worse, you'll never leave. Now what's worse, you're going to be saying the same shit for 10 years. But if you go, no, I have a choice. I could leave. But if I leave, man, it's going to suck. Because if I leave, I get the new job. I don't know what job I'm going to get. I'll probably make less money. I'm going to have to move in with my mom, or I got to borrow money from my uncle. Jesus Christ, it's going to be terrible. You know what? I should stay here. Boom. It's the same job. You've just decided that it's the right move for you, and you're not trapped. Now you say to yourself, well, you know what? I've made a decision. I'm going to stay at this crappy job. Okay, but I have power. I could leave if I wanted to. It would be worse if I left. So I should stay with my current environment. How do I change my environment so that I can leave this job or have a better job or whatever the case may be, or get more money from my uncle or whatever is the goal you have? And that's the point. If you say you're trapped, you will never set goals. If you say you have no choice, you will never make a move. If you understand, the only thing you have to do is die and nothing else. You say to yourself, okay, this is where I am now. How do I fix this? Because I have the power to make things better. I have the power to change the environment so I can move or shift or adjust or whatever. You can go back with more vigor in your job and not feel like I'm just trapped and the world's against me. It's an important way of looking at life. I hope that was helpful. I have more I want to do, but I want to grab some of these comments. We have a bunch of comments. I do want to grab some more of them if I can. So, Andrea, thank you for $5. I like making memes. I'm good at making memes. And Larry's my customer. Unfortunately, doesn't pay, but helps the cause. Well, okay. Maybe right now it doesn't. Maybe right now it doesn't. The meme wars are real, Andrea. I've been saying it forever. I'm a veteran of meme wars of 2018. Pretty tough back in the day. Anyway, my point being, yes, the meme wars are real. It doesn't make money now. How can you make it make money? If the customer is Larry, who is Larry? Is Larry an internet personality? Is Larry a candidate? Is Larry some guy you happen to think is really handsome? I am. What is that? So can you find other people like Larry who might see the value in what you're doing and might want to pay you? Yes. So if you're good at it and you like it and there's a customer, there's a way to make money if there's a customer. Some things there's no customer, but there's a customer for this. Aren't there people who would love to make some memes? Will they have memes come out? Of course. Reach out to those people and say, hey, let me make memes for you for whatever, 30 days or whatever's right amount of time. I don't know what time it is. Boom. If you like what I'm doing, I charge X dollars per month or per week or for whatever, and see. Absolutely. Absolutely, this can be done. So anyway, thank you for that. And bring it up. You could make this happen. There is a business model for that. There's a business model for that. I don't know what that business model is yet, but maybe it's time for you to figure it out. Or do you want to work for a company that does it? Maybe you don't want to go yourself. Maybe you want to find a company that does marketing and say, hey, I'm going to work for you marketing company. You go find the customers. I don't want to find them. I'll do the memes. Pay me X dollars per month, week, whatever is the thing that needs to be done. It can work. Why not? Totally doable. Note, you have the ability to try. Here is the glory. Let's say you work on it this year. You try it this year to make some way, and you fail. You're not able to make enough money or no money at all, or you're bad at it, whatever. You can be here next year and ask yourself these questions. What was the good part? What was the bad part? What should you have done? What shouldn't you have done? Rebuild goals, do it again. Note the daily piece I mentioned. Every day, don't respond, as I mentioned, first 30 minutes to an hour. Then never miss 2 days. Third, always think of the next step. I'm going to add one more piece to this. Reassess every month. You pick a day in the month, first of the month, second of the month, 10th of the month, whatever, pick a day in the month, reassess. Look at what happened last month and go, okay, did I miss a day? Did I miss 2 days? I never missed 2 days. Okay, I'm rocking and rolling. Never missed 2 days. I'm rocking and rolling. Was I always thinking next step? I was, and I was doing next step. Awesome. Great. Did I not respond for the first 30 minutes? I did. I did all the good things. Yes. Am I getting good outcomes? No. All right. I'm doing something wrong. Reassess, move again. Reassess, move again. Every month, reassess. Reassess. Every month, reassess. Here's what I tell you. I don't like the idea of deep planning. I know some people think I'm crazy for that. But I've taught this before. In today's world, the idea of a 5-year plan is a joke. Things change so fast. Last time I taught this in college, I taught 3-year plan. Even if people talk about 5 years. 5 years stupid. Never do a 5-year plan. If you do a 5-year plan, it sits on a desk and it's useless within the first 2 years. Useless. 3-year plan was max. Now I'm 1-year plan. 1-year plan. That's it. And the most important thing you're planning now is next step and final outcome. Why is that so important? Detailed plans in between create a very bad environment. And you might go, Larry, you're crazy. You got to have a detailed plan. First X, then Y, then Z. No, that's absolutely not true. Demonstrably true. That's why you don't hear about Six Sigma anymore, right? Demonstrably true. Not true at all. What it does is it makes the group or the people, they are responsible to the process and not the outcome. This is why bureaucracies fail. We care about the process. We got to follow the plan. Okay, but it's not going in that direction. But the plan, are we getting the outcome? Next step, next step, next step. Every month, reassess. Did we move closer to the goal? We didn't. We're screwing up. Shift. Next month, move closer to the goal? Yes, keep going. This is how you should run your life. Larry, you tell me how to run my life? Yes, I'm telling you how to run my life. Yes, I am. Clearly, that's what I'm doing. Yes, that's why you're watching this show. I'm telling you. Yes, right? Month to month, reassess. Short steps, reassess. Don't miss more than 2 days. You will watch yourself get better and better and better. How do I know this? For those of you who don't know this, back in 2016 and 2018, what did I talk about? For those who remember, a 10-year plan. I spoke about a 10-year plan. I had a goal at the end of 10 years. And the goal at the end of 10 years, from 2018 to 2028, I wanted to have some kind of federal, representation for the Libertarian Party. That's what I wanted by 2028. That was my goal, 10-year goal. That's what I had. How to do that? By meticulously, no, by having the overall goal and slowly moving forward. I'm 8 years in now? I'm 8 years in. I got 2 years left. I'm 8 years in. I got 2 years left. We are rocking and moving towards that. Having some type of, we did have one, by the way. I didn't have anything to do with it, but it did happen. We had Justin Amash for a little bit. I didn't have anything to do with that one, but it did happen. My point is we keep moving forward. And what happens? I keep moving forward. The people keep moving forward me, and I haven't stopped since. How many other people have you seen in this movement, electorally, start and stop and end? They're all over the place. All over the place. Not me. Short bursts, keep moving, keep moving. Planning is overrated. That's all I'm saying. Planning is overrated. All right, let me grab some more comments if I could. You guys have a lot of comments. I'll grab some. Then we'll keep walking down these roads if I could. I hope it's interesting for you guys to hear this stuff. I hope you like it. I hope it makes some sense for you and helps us out. So Happy New Year to our new governor. Oh, thank you. Happy New Year to all. Live for governor. Thank you so much. Happy New Year again. Yes. All righty. Rick says, my goal is to continue to not be a true libertarian or anything. I'm going to define myself with clouds. I am the sky. Ooh, I like that. Nicely done. Good. All righty. He's the sky. So, good. All righty. Let's see here. Rick goes on to say the ground thinks it's solid, but it's suspended in by the sky. It's suspended in the sky. Ooh, I like that. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to keep going. You guys going back and forth a bit. All right. Grab some of that. Wow. Okay. A lot of these. Christopher's here. Happy from Buffalo. How are you? Good to see you. Doc says, happy Gregorian calendar New Year. Yes, also true. Nicely done. Phil, give me worked on promises yet? No, I don't. I actually do not. No, that's not my number one goal. Now you might go, Larry, why not? Why wouldn't you work on promptness? Right? Why wouldn't you work on that? Because as I look at all the things that I affect and that affect me, it's not my top priority. Note what I said. Number one things. I try. I don't always do it, but I try to focus on the things that are the most impactful, right? Me being 5 minutes late to this thing, well, sucks. And I should be on time. You're right. Not the worst thing. There are other things that are more important. Here's the issue. As I mentioned that we can't do everything, can't be anything. We also can't do everything. Generally speaking, the more things you want to do, the more things you have to push away. So if I decide I'm going to get up in the morning and not respond for 30 minutes, if I agree to that, I may have to give something up. If I want to cook more, right? I made that up earlier. Well, that takes time. I may have to give something up. I may have to, not watch as much TV or spend less time with my family in other things and hope they come in and cook with me or something. I may have to work less. I may have to not doom scroll on TikTok as much or whatever the case may be. I may not be able to walk my dog as much, whatever the case may be. So if I work on X, I will probably have to lose something else. Generally speaking, if you're going to pick something up, you got to put something down. There's some exceptions, but generally speaking, yeah. So what I would have to lose, the phone work that I do, the research that I do to focus on promptness, I'm not prepared to give up. I'm not. It's not that critical to me. Some of you may tease me. I'll take teasing. I don't mind. I enjoy the one-on-one, the back and forth anyway. I'll take it. I accept that. It doesn't make me better or worse. It's a choice that I make. And to be forward, you all have to make that choice. Phil, you too. If you're deciding to do more things, you will have to give up certain things. We all get 24 hours in every day. That's all we get. Doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, smart or not smart, tall or short. Doesn't matter. Whatever you are, black or white, you get 24 hours, all you get. So you have to pick something up, have to put something down. So yes, and I'm okay with that. I accept. So, all righty. Let me walk down some more of these again. A lot of Happy New Year's, guys. I appreciate all the Happy New Year's back and forth. All righty. So many of these back and forth. Okay, I think most of these back aren't actually mine again. Okay, no, maybe I see all these comments. Most of them aren't for me. Okay, maybe this is easier than I thought. All righty. LM Knox says, I love how Spike Cohen encourages individuals to hold government accountable. How can, okay, did you put more here? Are you here someplace else? Okay, here it is. How can we use this concept to increase voting rights? Oh, this is are you trying to do something? Maybe next show. Andrew, thank you for the $15. Hi, Larry. Happy New Year. Thought I'd mention Harry Brown in a list of libertarians' New Year's resolutions for promoting liberty some years ago. You can find it by Googling. Oh, nice. There we go. I like that. That's nice. I love that. Look, if you can make things better, I think you should. But to be forward, sometimes we shouldn't be worried about the movement. I know that may seem odd to people, but I'm a person who really believes that if you are struggling internally for whatever reason, family, friends, finances, whatever that might be, maybe the movement's not for you. There are a lot of people who use movements as escapes. Very common. They spend all their time with the movement and it becomes an excuse not to fix themselves or their families. I'm not saying that's you or anybody else here. I'm saying I like the idea, but I don't want to focus on that. Note, talking today, I didn't bring up liberty stuff. I'm okay with it. If that's one of your goals, awesome. Do it. It's clearly one of mine, right? So it's clearly one of mine. Doesn't mean it has to be one of yours. I hope it is. But here's the reality. If you are struggling in some other area of your life, I would rather you get your own house in order first, because you'll be a better activist if you are in a better place. If you are emotionally in a better place, financially in a better place, family-wise in a better place, if you're in a better place, you will be a better activist or candidate or helper or whatever you're going to be, right? You will be better if you are personally better. I want each link in the chain to be as strong as it can be. I don't want people going, well, I can't help myself now because the liberty movement needs me. Don't do that. Don't do that. The movement doesn't care about you. It sounds horrible, but it doesn't. People move in and out of the movement left and right. The movement doesn't care about you. And when you can't pay your rent, or you don't have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, or you lose your kids, or you lose your health, or whatever is the thing that's harming you, the movement's not going to help you. And you're not going to feel like, oh, if only I had the movement. No. Square yourself away to where you are happier, you are financially fit, you're more financially fit, you're more physically fit, you are more emotionally fit, all the fitness things you need, and get in the movement. The movement should be able, remember, if you pick something up, you got to put something down. Are you in a space where you can pick up the movement? Can you put down other things? And I'm not saying you can or can't. You decide that, not me. All I'm saying is think about what you have to put down to pick this up, which is why you often hear me say, when I'm getting my ass kicked, I say, don't feel sorry for me. I knew what I was doing. I put a lot of stuff down to pick this up. And I knew that. I've done it before, but I'm doing it to show you that I knew what I was doing. Very few people can do what I do because most people can't put down everything. They just can't. Most can't. I get it. Some of us are lucky enough that we can. I can put a whole lot of stuff down to do this, to pick a lot of this up. Most can't. I'm not expecting you to. Don't think you have to. I love what Rick said. I'm not worried about being the best libertarian. Please don't, Rick. Be the best libertarian that you can be and that you are prepared to be. Whatever level of libertarian that is, that's the exact right amount. Whatever level that is, that's the right level. You've hit peak level, whatever that is, that you can afford emotionally, financially, physically, but you're still in your good spot. That is the level. So yes, I love that. We should promote liberty, but ourselves too, our family and our friends also. So I know it's often a libertarian. I say this all the time. This show is not a libertarian show. People often think it is. It's not. GovShack is. It's all about libertarian, of course. It's government. This show's not. This show is a show. It's a culture show, actually, that's hosted by libertarian. Libertarian show. It's not called the Liberty Hour or whatever. Liberty. Bleh. It's not that. It's called the Sharpe Way. Because I'm telling you the way. What's wrong with you? I'm telling you the way. That's the way. My way. It's the way. That's what I'm doing. So it's a show run by libertarian or hosted by libertarians. It's not run by libertarians. Well, some of it is. Some of it is. But yes. I hope that answers your question. Or at least goes down that road you want to go down. So, all right. Let me keep going down here if I can. All right. Shelly says, 1.5 years smoke-free. Will be 2 years, but I fell a lot in the first 6 months. Nicely done. Nicely done. That is so good. I'm so happy for you, Shelly. It's the right answer. And I'm sure it was hard. Quitting smoking is hard. There's no doubt it is. People struggle. My mom struggled to do it. It is hard to do. My mom had to use lollipops and Wellbutrin. That's how she stopped. So it's not easy, right? It is not easy. Congratulations for you. And again, it takes time. It's often about, as I said, habits and odds. Yes. All righty. See if I can grab some more of this if I can. All righty. People are here. Okay. People are there. I got it. Phil says, it's not about how many times you get hit. It's about how many times you get hit and keep going. True. Or how you get up. Yes. True. So Christopher says, I finished/released my second symphony early September. Took 9 months, but a major goal reached. Nicely done. And I would bet, Christopher, that you had to try to, do a lot of things every week to make that happen. And you probably got upset or beat yourself up when you couldn't do a certain thing, a certain week or day, but you kept going. And that's the critical piece. It's what Phil talks about. The number one, it's funny. For years, they've done studies on this. And most people thought, and they were wrong on this, but they thought that the number one reason for success would be IQ, right? If you're smart, you have a high IQ, you will have success. And that was a major thought process for decades. Utterly not true. They've done study upon study upon study. Absolutely not true. Now, there's one exception, as I mentioned this often. There's one exception to where IQ directly correlates to success, and that is specifically in academia. So if you want to be a college professor or be in the academic world, the ivory tower, in that specific niche, IQ almost directly correlates with success. That is literally the only niche in the entire world. In every other way, IQ does not directly correspond with success in every other field. Now, sometimes it actually hurts because you have such a high IQ, you actually can't communicate well. So you're actually beginning to fail. True. Through every other field, what is the number one thing that will get you through? Tenacity or grit, your ability to keep going. Now, here's the most important piece. What makes people want to keep going? Well, it's natural. You're just human. There's some of that. Everything's nature and nurture. So there's some natural, but there's something else. Can you see success and hope? Can you see in your mind's eye that future? Can you see it? If you can still see it, you will often keep going. Do you love what you're doing? Do you want to do it? You like it. You want to do it. You see success. Odds are much higher you're going to keep going. This is why I ask, what do you like to do? What are you good at? Is there a customer? Both, not one. What do I mean by that? What if you are good at something, but you don't like it? Larry, what do you mean? This does happen with people. People have done something what if you're good at it, but you don't like it? Yeah. What if you've done something for a long time? You've done it for years. You're really good at it. You've been doing it for years, but now you're burnt out and you hate it. But you're still good at it because you've been doing it for so long. You're good at it. You could do it in your sleep. And you're like, I hate it now. You might go, well, I got to go do that. Why? Because I'm good at it. No. You hate it. You're going to quit. Your tenacity is going to be zero. You got to be good at it and still like it. The reverse, you like it, but you're not good at it. What's that mean? It's something new for you. Well, if you're not good at it, now you're trying to make money on it, you start failing, you're going to quit and go back do something else to make money. Get better at it first. It needs to be something that you like and are good at. Two things, not one. Then you keep moving. It increases the odds of you keeping your tenacity up. Now, there's one other specific niche where something special is, and that is sales. If you are in sales, the number one indicator of success in sales, believe it or not, is optimism. That's the positivity I talked about. That works in sales. In sales, in that niche, that's really important. Optimism is a key indicator when it comes to sales. IQ when it comes to academia. Everything tenacity. Everything grit. So thank you for that. All righty. Via says, I now set up Mark K's podcast before his show starts. I have a goal for Larry to trust me to set up his before his podcast, all done virtually. How come you never told me that? You never told me that. How am I going to make you? All right. We got something to talk about, D. All right. We got something to talk about. All right. I think I covered those. D says, good outcome. I asked Mark K to teach me how to set up podcasts when he was looking to delegate that to someone. Also, I'm in his coaching program. Another reason I started my business. Oh, nice. There we go. Good stuff. So the good outcome, I would ask you then, D, that good outcome, what was the most important piece? Was it joining his coaching program? Was it being able to ask for what you want? Was it being able to recognize what the next step was? Right? Which one of those was the most? Like, I'm sure all of those has something to do with it, but I'm asking you, which is the most? If it is joining a program, should you join another one? If it was making the ask, should you keep asking? If it was figuring out what was the right thing, should you keep doing that? Do you see my point? Focus on one of those things that you believe was the most important to that, right? Shirley says, bad outcome because of my physical therapy, didn't accept my insurance. Oh, okay. So the question is, how do you fix that now? Is there a way you can make that better? Is there something you could do to fix that? If you had to go back now and tell yourself, Shirley, from last year and give yourself advice, what advice would you give yourself? What would you say? Okay, look, physical therapy is not going to accept my insurance, your insurance. So here's what we got to do. What would be the thing you would tell them? How would you act? So yes. So, all righty. Let's see. I think I covered that one already. And then Shelly says, good outcome because I quit smoking and had more money. Look at that. You got more cash. I love that. You got more cash. All right. I covered most of those too. All right. Okay. Andrea says, I would say I was impressed that I took a leap and started making memes. Well, there we go. Now we're rocking and rolling on that one too. This is good stuff. I love this. Oh my God, you guys are great. Lots of positive stuff. I got that. All right. All right. I want to grab some of these if I can before I move on. Yeah, covered. You guys are doing lots of back and forth, which is awesome. I love that. Okay. And hold on. And Nate, thank you. $20. Be the change you want to see in the world. Work hard. Don't stop. Be like Larry Sharpe. Be like Rocky Balboa. Expect the hits. Keep moving forward. Let me touch that piece, Nate, because you brought up a very important part. Think about $20. As I was talking about the idea, what advice you give yourself? I now want to move to the next step. I asked you to think about the past, this last year. What was good? What was bad? Right? Now I want you to think about the future. What do you want? What would you say would be success for you this time next year? What would have to be true, right? What would have to be true next year, this time, 2027, January 1st, for you to go, Last year, success. Will have to be true. Is it that you would have more money? Is it that you would still not be smoking? Is it that you'd have a customer for your memes, Andrea? Is it that you would maybe D, you'd have another customer and you'd be doing all their setting up all their podcasts? Would it be that? Right? What would be the thing that you say, if that is true, I just had a good year because this thing is true. When you figure that thing out, yeah, this thing is true. Okay, this is happening. Okay, you're imagining next year. In the sake of argument, I'm going to say Andrea has found a customer that she loves and she's making some money that she's happy with. Whatever that amount is, she's happy with that amount of money that she's making from her memes. I'm making this up, obviously, because Andrea put that up there. If that's true, she's fine. Okay, great. So what did Andrea do this year to make that happen? What did she do? Was she making the phone calls? Was she making more memes? Was she bugging Larry Sharpe for referrals? What was she doing? Right? What did she try to find some marketing company? Now, but Larry, I don't know. I know you don't know, but you just talked about last year, what you should have, could have done last year. Now I want you to push it forward this year. What can you, should you do this year coming up? What would happen? What would you have to do? And I'm going to go one step further. And this is what Nate's talking about. Expect the hits. What's going to stop you, Andrea? What's going to get in your way? Is it going to be family? Is it going to be friends? Is it going to be work? Is it going to be jerks like me going, I don't care? What's it going to be? Imagine what's going to be the thing that's going to push you back? And think about what happened last year. Will there be parallels? Next piece, as I mentioned earlier. Andrea, if you do this, what do you got to drop? What do you got to put down to pick this up? Are you prepared to put that thing down or not? If you're not, it's probably a good goal for you, right? If you know, look, I got too much I'm carrying. I can't put any of it down. This is probably a good idea for you then. Oh, no. I could put something down. I could put this down. Okay. The next thing you put down. If you put that down, to Nate's question, what are you going to get hit when you put that down? Who's going to be unhappy? Who's going to be upset? Who's going to be bothered when you put that thing down to pick this up? Who's going to say, why are you doing that, Andrew? That's stupid. Who's going to say that to you? And are you going to care? I ask these questions because you want to expect the hits. It's called scenario training. That's what it's called. Military does it all the time. That's how we're able to react because we guess what's going to happen and we train to deal with it. So, Andrew, you know, I'm making this up again, that when you start this, your aunt is going to be a jerk and be like, that's stupid. You can't do that. She's the negative Nancy who's going to call you names and say it's dumb. You know this because that's who she is. So you know it. I don't know if you have an Aunt Nancy, but whatever. In this case, you do. And you know that. The question is, what are you going to do when she says it? What are you going to do when someone else goes, you hear what Nancy said? You're stupid for doing this. What are you going to say? How are you going to act? How are you going to feel? Just think about it now. You don't want to be thrown like, oh my God, I can't believe negative Nancy called me names. She always calls you names. She's negative Nancy. She's going to call you names. You know this. So prep for that. Prep for the hardest part for some of us when we want to make change. And that is community sabotage. What are you going to do when your own community, whether that's friends, family, whatever, begin to say, you can't change. Nate, you don't get to move. How come you get to move? You can't move. You can't change. You can't do stuff. What do you mean when I say that? Now, I know Nate don't care, but it doesn't matter. Nate already thought of this. So you, whoever you are listening to this, you got to think about that. What happens when they do this or do that? Who's going to get in your way? Who's going to say no? Not just that. Is life going to get in the way? Is your job going to get in the way? Is your spouse going to get in the way? Are your kids going to get in the way? If they are, how are you going to handle it? What are you going to do? What are you prepared to put down to pick this up? You should be thinking about this now. Note, I didn't go detailed plans. I didn't do that. I'm asking reality, your life. We all have challenges in our life, some harder than others. If you know that, don't fool yourself. Never think, I'll just have willpower and force of will. That's horse shit. That's stupid. Don't do that. You are just a human being. So am I. So's Nate. We're all just people. So when this stuff is going to happen, what are you going to do? How are you going to act when this stuff hits you? And think now, you know what? Aunt Nancy going to be a jerk. Okay. That's who she is. How you going to handle it? And can she affect someone else in your family? Going to say, oh, see, she's right. You're dumb for doing this. Andrew, what's wrong with you? Is that going to happen or no? Or should you talk to them first and say, hey, when Nancy says some stuff, don't listen to her? Is that what should happen? Again, you know your family better than I do. But in any case, this is what you got to handle. So thank you very much for that, Nate. We do think about that. If you don't think about it, it's very easy for us to go, I was gonna, Larry, but. And then this happened. I was gonna happen, but. And then that happened. Well, didn't you know it was gonna happen? You should have. You should have known it was gonna happen. You know Aunt Nancy's a jerk. You know she is. So why are you surprised when she's at Thanksgiving calling you names? So let me grab some of these if I can. All righty. Phil says, you once thought of me as a white knight on his steed. Now you know how happy I can be. Oh, when a good time start and end without $1 to spend. But how much, baby, do we really need? Oh, that's sweet. Kintsugi says, pulling out pen and paper. Thank you, Kintsugi. You should do that. Yes, absolutely. Me says, I tend to make goals on New Year's. It's a good idea. But follow the way I'm telling you, Missy. It's important. Follow the way I'm telling you. It is important. Literally says, I'm the physical write down kind of person. Yep. A lot of people are. A lot of people are. It's a good thing to do. It makes you get it. You get it. Adirondack says, I often take notes that I never look at again. Just writing helps remember. Yes, you're probably a kinesthetic learner, right? You're probably the kind of person who, like, when you were in school and you were learning, you were doodling. That's a common thing. Teachers will get angry. Why are you doodling? That's stupid. Teachers not knowing any better. A lot of kids, when they're learning, will doodle. It's how they can remember. It's a common thing. So yes, it's very common. So I'm glad. All right. Grab some more ODs before I keep moving. Phil says, never tell me the odds. Yeah. Kinsey goes, habits for sure. Odds, That's the issue. I don't know what the odds are, Phil. Kinsey, I don't know what your odds are. I mean, you could guess, I guess. You could guess. Give you your best shot. But here's what I know. With better habits, your odds are better. Whatever your odds are, they're better. That's what I would say. So yes. All right. Adirang says, Larry, what is Larry tour schedule next week? So Amsterdam for 1 day. Yeah, I don't know the full thing. I know this weekend I'm going to be in Huntington, Long Island, Suffolk County this Sunday at 2 p.m. Then I have a whole new trip starting Friday and Thursday, I think. Albany, on Thursday. We're still working on the schedule to the best of our ability. It will be up on Facebook. Head over to Facebook. Look at the events. It'll be there. Best place to look at is Facebook. You want to know where I'm going to be? Facebook's the best place to know that. Best place. So, all righty. Daydream says, if I write something on my hand with a Sharpie, it rubs off with sweat. Well, then put it on paper. That's what I said. Paper. I say your hand. What are you doing? Good. All right. Nate says, anyone can get good at anything they work hard towards. True. So focus on what you like and with the customer. General rule. The reason why I made a 10-year plan, a good general rule is whenever you're going to try something that you aren't an expert at, it will take 10 years, if you work at it, to become an expert. It's a good general rule. There's obviously there's exceptions, but it's a good general rule. So I'm not a good podcaster. 10 years, I'll be a good podcaster. I want to be a roofer. 10 years, I'll be a good roofer. I want to be a whatever. I want to be a meme lord. 10 years, I'll be a great meme lord. So generally speaking, it's 10 years. There are exceptions, obviously. To Nate's point, the harder you work and the more you do it, that number obviously comes down. If life gets in your way, that money goes up, that time goes up. So yeah, so it can shift, but give or take around 10 years is generally the good answer in general. So yes. Kinsugi says, very true. You can get super overwhelmed when your goal's too lofty. Yes. Step by step, Kinsugi. Step by step. That's the answer. Just step by step. Keep going slowly, slowly, slowly. So Rick says, this is terrible. I don't think I made any mistake that I seriously regret. Not making mistakes is a serious fault. True. That's true. Unless you decided early on, you know what? I don't want to risk anything this year. I want to lay back and chill. If you decided that early on, that was the decision you made. But if you didn't decide that and this happened, yeah, you're right. You might say this year I'm doing nothing, laying on my butt, no, nothing. Okay, that's okay. But if not, no. So Shelly says, step one, get a job at your favorite fast food place, so you end up hating that food. That is I like that. So I ate too much McDonald's. Go work at McDonald's. Nah, I hate McDonald's now. There we go. I love that. That's very good. I love that. All right, Gene says, in 2025, I added to savings. Oh, nice. I opened the credit union savings account. Then I made my direct deposits from my work go 10% of savings, and I'm checking. Look at that. See, this is Gene, so good. So good. Literally, she just does one small thing at a time, and now she's making change in her life. So good. I love that. Mike in the house. Larry's Mr. Mom. I love my daughters, and I absolutely like doing stuff for them all day long. Guilty as charged, my friend. Guilty as charged. I will happily take that moniker. I'm happy to do that. Absolutely. Shelly says, I'm up at the crack of noon every day. If I'm dealing with my daughters, I'm up at 6:30. If I'm not, I'm not up till 9. Depends on who I'm dealing with, what day. So yeah, anywhere in that. Anyway, yes. So, all right. Andrew, so I keep it simple. I started my keto journey eating hamburger patties, broccoli, and a side salad. Andrea, perfect idea. Perfect. You just start one thing at a time. One piece at a time. Yes, absolutely. One piece at a time. So, D says, movers and shakers are money makers. Sideline paralysis is a thing. Yes, this is the hardest part for many people to do. Hardest part is getting started. What most people do, D, is they think a lot. They plan a lot, and they use planning and thinking as an excuse to not move. It's called analysis paralysis. They just keep analyzing and don't make the move. Now, the opposite is just jump, right? Now, obviously, you don't want to just jump. However, I was taught in the Marine Corps, if you know you shouldn't take the hill, don't take the hill. If you know you should take the hill, take the hill. If you're not sure, take the hill. If you know you shouldn't, don't. Don't get your man killed for nothing. If you know you can or should, do it. If you're not sure, take the hill. I learned that in the Marine Corps, and I believe it. If I am, and D, you work with me, you know I'm that way. Just go. Just do it. Just go. Go. If you're sure it's a bad idea, don't do it. But if you're not sure it's a bad idea, go. Just do it. That's how you're able to get things done. You have to be able to move. So yes, here's an issue. I'm going to give you a little bit of help for those of you who like to analyze. Generally speaking, people who like to analyze tend to be more pessimistic. That's not a 100% rule, but it's a good 85% rule. It's a good general rule. If you are more of an analyzer and you get paralyzed by analyzing, you tend to be more pessimistic. How do you deal with people who are more pessimistic? You have to give them hard deadlines. It's the only way. Hard deadlines. So if D is this pessimistic, paralyzed person, I'm not saying she is, but she put the question up, so I'm just going to say she is. If she's that person, I can go, that's great. We're moving on the first. What do you mean? It's starting on the first. But this, but that. I got it. I understand everything you're telling me. But we are going on the first. That's going to happen. Do the best you can. We'll go on the first. That will force the paralyzed person into action, a hard deadline. If you don't give them a hard deadline, they go, well, let's wait one more week. We get more information. You never know. Nope. Moving on this day. The reverse for someone who is much more of an optimist and someone who will just jump the gun. You don't give them a hard deadline because they love that. They go before deadline. You must give them hard questions. Okay, what about this? Oh, no. What about this? What about this? Heavily optimistic people want to jump the gun, hard questions, and make them answer the question. And they can't move until they can answer the question. Now they got to go back and think. I don't want to think. I want to do. Well, you better find someone who can think then. Find someone who can think because you can't move to answer that question. And the opposite for the person who's more pessimistic, more analyzing. We're going this day. So get the best you can go because we're going that day. So I hope that's helpful in that one. So, Over on Phil on Rumble, since high school, there's a 2008 recession, COVID, got a degree that didn't help. This year I moved forward, wrote a book. I remember, learned skills, met famous people, met good friends. I'm excited for 2026. Hell, so good. You gave me some warm and fuzzies. That hit me in the feels. Thank you for that. That's very good. I appreciate that. All right. Gene says, the first thing I touch in the morning is my phone. How sends an alarm off. Now, if you want to use your phone as alarm, there's two things you can do here. For those of you who are really on your phone, no worries. One, you can just buy an alarm clock. That's option one if you want to. There's lots of them, then they're cheap. You can buy a little radio alarm clock, you can if you want to. Or and if you do that, charge your phone on the opposite side of the room. If you have trouble, if you're a person who grabs your phone right away, buy an alarm clock. They're cheap. You can get one, right? I have one. I'm not joking. I have a radio alarm clock from like the 80s. I still have it. Still works. I'm not even joking. So you can do that if you want to. Or you can do what I do. I turn my alarm off when I use my phone often as an alarm. Turn my alarm off, but then I walk away. I just leave it there. I become accustomed to it. Now, if you're not accustomed to it, you would just grab it, buy something else, buy another alarm, and charge your phone on the other side of the room, outside your bedroom, right? Whatever. But don't charge your phone next to your bed. And instead, have an alarm clock. If you can't do that, no worries. Make sure that you have some type of screen guard on your, where you put a phone in, put your finger on it, not face recognition, because that'll pop it on. So either you got to put your thumb or you got to put a code in, something on your phone. So you must do something to get into your phone, right? So turn the alarm off. And now I've got to put in the code on my thumb, not face. And now I can go, ugh, don't do it. And go to something else. Go pet your dog. Go make some coffee. Go make your kids breakfast. Whatever. Go take the garbage out. Do something. Do something purposeful for the first 30 minutes. Doesn't matter what it is. Something purposeful that is not responding to the world outside, right? You don't want to be controlled by the world. You want to control yourself. And this is symbolic, but it's also very good at controlling you, because I'm thinking, what do I do today? Because if you grab your phone and respond, you are now responding to what everyone else thinks is important, versus you getting up and going, okay, what's my next step today? I want to write that book. Phil writing books, right? I can't have Phil writing his next book if every time he gets up, he's on the go, oh my God, what happened on Larry Sharpe? No, what about your book first? Then, Larry Sharpe's important. Then Larry Sharpe. So that's what I would do if I were you. Because Lucas says, so true. I'm going to sit in my phone in the living room from now on. Whoa, look at that. I can't call you 2 o'clock in the morning. See, that's not good. That's a problem. Make you walk outside. All right, let me keep going. I don't know if I could. All righty. Rhetoric says, the only New York resolution I made and kept is to stop saying bless you when someone sneezes. Oh, New Year's. Oh, not New York. New Year. Sorry, I was going to New York. The only New Year's resolution I made and kept is stop saying bless you when someone sneezes. Oh, okay. I guess. But yay. Thanks for becoming a member, my friend. I appreciate it. Nate, by the way, Larry, Winnie and Finn are going to pub. Oh, nice. I remember that. Very nice. Breeding was my goal, and I had it for 2025. The mission got very nice. Congratulations, my friend. Winnie is wonderful. My girls love Winnie. Right. Yes. Finn's good too, but they love Winnie because they know Winnie longer. So yes. So I appreciate it. That's awesome. All righty. D says, I love when Larry does these type of shows. Oh, thank you. I try to share some of my wisdom that I've gotten over the years that most people you have to pay for. Here, you just get it. So just take it. It also shows you that I understand what's happening in the world and how people work, that whole thing. So, alrighty. Kinsugi says, yes, the biggest thing I got from being here this year is that we're not victims. Oh, Kinsugi, you just made my night. And you guys have hit me in the fields tonight. You and Phil, thank you. All right, you can keep your phone in the living room now. It's fine. It's fine. Yes, very nice. I appreciate that. Right, Phil says, the gun is a choice, spoken like a true Marine and a free man. Yes, I would never forget what Gary Johnson said in 2016 when they were like, come on, if you had to pick between, Trump and Hillary, who would you vote for? Because they always want to dismiss him because that's what the mainstream media already does. Come on, gun to the head, redo. He said, pull the trigger. Nice. So yes, it is a choice. It is a choice. You're choosing to not do that. I get it. Mastermind Hour in the house. My New Year's resolution is to live 2026 like I saw last year on Earth and spend the rest of the year hoping and praying that I'm wrong. That's cute. But I would add a piece of this if I would. And some of you heard me say this before. One of the books that I love very much, that affected me very much, is a book called The Book of Five Rings. The Book of Five Rings is written by a guy named Miyamoto Musashi. He was the greatest swordsman in Japanese history in like the 16th century, in that area, I think 16th century. And it's a book on sword fighting. You might go, why is it a good book? Because it talks about life too. And it talks about Bushido. Bushido is the way or the code of the warrior. Bushi is warrior. Do is the way. So Bushido, way of the warrior, or the warrior code, however you might want to translate that. And one thing he talks about is accepting that you're already dead. Accept that. That's true. You're already dead. All that matters now is your legacy. So if you were dead right now, what would you want your legacy to be? I think of that often. Because what I tell people all the time, because people always worry constantly when they're talking. And people say, Larry, often when I'm talking to you, I feel like you're really present when I talk to you. It's true. I go out of my way to do that. Because in my mind, which I extrapolated from that, which is, if I want a good legacy, and I do, I must focus on the now, the present, right now. Me and you, mastermind, I got to focus on that. If I focus on the present, I will have a better legacy by default. I don't have to worry about the legacy, because here's the secret that people don't understand, that they don't really understand. And I want you to understand this also, secondary piece. The first piece I ask you to understand detail is that everything's a choice except death. Everything's a choice. You're never a victim, ever. Second piece, it's always now. Always. It's never tomorrow. It's never yesterday. It's never last year. It's never next year. It's always now. Always. What is it right now? It's now. What is it now? It's now. So focus on what it always is. Now. So focus on now, because it's always now. It's always now. Focus on it. You do that, you'll be as good as you can be. That's what you'll be. You'll be as good as you can be. So, alrighty. Let's keep going. Adironic says, hold off on mandatory dying as long as you can. I agree. I agree completely. Yes. As long as you possibly can. 100%. Yes. Alrighty. Phil says, I saw a hospital with a statue of a doctor holding back the Green Reaper. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Yes. Daydreamer says, it could be worse. We could be in a line at Church's Chicken. We could be, but we're not. We're here. That's awesome. Yes. Andrea says, my job is a job, but my boss and coworkers are great and make it a great place to be. Very nice. I love that. Very nice. All right. Kentucky says, if fiber is still a thing, maybe Andrea can join that. I don't know. Is it a thing? I don't know. It's not bad. It's not a bad idea. There we go. Christopher says, my dad used to look at himself in the mirror every night to reflect on a day and know he did his best. Oh, that is sweet. I love that. That is sweet. Yes, absolutely. So, all right. Let me grab some more stuff if I could. I know I walked on a bunch of stuff. Once you start thinking about, I want to make sure we covered a bunch of things so we understand conceptually how to have this conversation. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to have this conversation. not by yourself. I want you to have with someone that you know. Doesn't matter who it is, someone. Have it with someone that you know. So you can have a chat about what we talked about last year, this year, next year. We're working on this road. What did you do? What could you do? What's most important? What do you like to do? What are you good at? Right? Was there a customer? All those things. Tap those conversations and then come up with two things. An outcome that you want January 1st, 2027, number one. And then the first step you must make. The outcome that you want and the first step you must make. Come up with those two things. That's it. Those two. Once you're done with that, make some type of reminder, the daily reminder. Don't respond for 30 minutes. If you can go an hour, awesome. 30 minutes. Never miss 2 days in a row. And always just think, what's the next step today? That's it. And if you just do one thing, I'm not joking, just one thing every day, and you don't miss more than 2 days, so at least every other day, you'll have 183 things that you did this year, 182, depends on how you do it, 182 things you did this year to move towards your goal. If you actually follow through, 182 things, is it 182 phone calls? Whatever it is, your 182 things. If you never miss more than 2 days, you never miss 2 days in a row. You only missed 1 day and then something. Many people, you might have had 200 days, 350 days doing stuff. Doesn't matter. But you are moving hard toward your goal. That's important. But next piece, once you have that, I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. People do things for 3 reasons and only 3 reasons. Either one of those 3 or all 3. 1, promise of gain. I'll do a thing so I get something. 2, fear of loss. If I don't do the thing, I will lose something. Or honor. I think it's the right thing to do. Those are the 3 reasons why people do anything. You watch this show because you either thought, hey, if I watch, I'll get something. I'll either have fun or I'll see how handsome Larry is again. Whatever. It's fine. Or fear of loss. If I don't watch it, I'll miss something cool because he says cool stuff. Or 3, I like Larry. I got to support him. So it's the right thing to do. I'll watch this dumb show. Those are the 3 reasons why you do it, or a combination. And they're all good. I'm glad you're watching. Don't care which one it is. All good. I am handsome, though. But it doesn't matter. The point is, I'm very glad you're watching. Why do I say that? Because once you pick that thing you want to achieve at the end of the year, and the first step, I want you to ask yourself this question. What do I get if I do it? Okay, let's say it is at the end of the year, I've achieved X, whatever that thing is. What do I get? What's good for me? What's in it for me? Literally ask yourself that question. What's your promise of gain? What are you going to get? And don't go, well, people, the movement. No. You personally, what are you going to get if you do the thing? Is it better health? Is it a cooler lifestyle? Is it more money? What is it? What's the thing you're going to get? What is it? If you can't answer that question, is it really a good goal for you? Maybe. Go to the second question. What if I fail? What if at the end of the year, I don't get the thing? What do I lose? How am I harmed? What's the bad thing? What happens? If you can't answer that question, is this really a good goal for you? Hopefully you have both. Well, if I do the thing, look at this great thing I got. If I don't do the thing, look at this failure, bad thing that will happen. Last, how does this affect others? That's the honor piece. How does it affect others? Is my spouse affected? Is my family affected? Are my friends affected? Are my coworkers affected? Are my friends in my community affected? How are they affected? How are they affected? What do I do for those people? Are they affected good or bad? If I fail or succeed? If you can answer those 3 questions, you probably have a good goal. You probably have something valuable because you can actually ask yourself, yeah, if I win, this is what happens. If I lose, oh my God. And then other people will be affected too. They'll get this. And it could be family and friends. People obviously you care about, whoever you care about, whether you care about family, friends, community, whatever you care about. This obviously is centered upon you. It's your goals. What do you care about? Ask those 3 questions. If you can answer those 3 questions, now you're good. Now you're good. So let me move on. Phil, thank you for $2. Larry do or Sharp do. I practice play do for fun. Oh, play doh. Larry do, Sharp do. Oh, dough. Because Bushido, not do. Dough. Thank you. Got it. Larry do, Sharp do. The way, it's the Sharp way. So it's the Sharp do, right? There's no the in Japanese though. They don't have article that's the. They don't have it. Maybe wa. It's closest. Sharpe would be the way you pronounce sharp. Sharpe. Sharpe do. Sharpe do wa. Maybe. Sharpe do. Larry would be Rari. Rari do. Not as good. Sharpe do. It's better. Yes. And if they ever use the article the, they'll use it like English, Japanese mix, and they'll go za. So they go za Sharpe do. So there we go. I've just done it for you. That's what it is, Phil. Za Sharpe do. That is my show in Japanese. Actually, probably just go Za Sharpe Way. That's probably how they would pronounce it if this was in Japanese. Za Sharpe Way, they would say. So there we go. I did live in Japan for many years, so I got the accent down. So thank you for that. All right. So yes, that's what I would do. Once you have that done, here's the next thing I want you to do. When you have those goals you've set, you've talked about last year, what next year? You've got the goal set, you talk to a friend or family, whatever the case may be. You've asked your promise of gain. You've asked your fear of loss. You've asked how it will affect others. Now, here's the hardest part. I want you to tell 2 people about your goal. 2 people. First, you must tell one person who you respect. I don't care who the person is, just someone you respect. Could be a family member, a friend, mentor, teacher, coach, whoever. Someone that you respect. Boss, tell someone that who you respect. Second, you must tell someone you love. Doesn't have to, can be romantic love, but could be family love. Could be a brother, sister, mom, dad. Could be a romantic partner, husband, wife, spouse, whatever. Could be any of those things. Girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is, but someone you love and someone you respect. And you may not use one person twice. So it must be 2 separate people. If you love and respect them, they get one. They don't get both. Whichever one you feel more of. Do you feel more respect for the person or more love for them? They go for respect. More love than respect, they go for love. Tell them. Why? It is very easy to disappoint yourself. Super easy. We do it all the time. It's a whole lot harder to disappoint others. So tell them, whatever it is, and tell them something else. Tell them what your next step is. Tell them the first step and the outcome. And then encourage them, invite them, authorize them to check in with you about it. Say, hey, if you want to check in with me about that, I wouldn't mind if you just, I don't know, text me next month, see if I did it. And reach out to me when you see me at the Easter parade, whatever. Ask me about it. Be nice. That's it. Authorize them to do so. That's all. Next time you see him, you have to say something. The odds are a whole lot higher that you will actually do it. These are good habits to getting things done. Someone you love, someone you respect, with all the promise of gain, the fear of loss, and the honor piece, all the conversations. No, there's a whole lot of I talked about to get these goals going down. Why? Because you should be serious about it. The more time you spend on this in your head, thinking about it with others, the higher chance that you will achieve it. Remember, life is habits and odds. What I'm talking to you about today are good habits. If you use these habits, you have increased the odds that you will achieve your goal. You may not. I'm just being forward. Life hits you sometimes and you can't do it. Stuff happens. You have a bad goal. You made a mistake. You may not. I'm not promising you're going to fix it. Not. I am promising you your odds are going up. If you don't get it this year, you'll get it next year. Not next year, the year after. You will get it if you keep going. That's how it works. There's no way around it. You're increasing your odds. You might be a total mess up and just be totally lucky and get it anyway. Could happen. Some people get lucky. Does happen. But don't count on luck. That is a terrible habit. Counting on luck is a terrible habit. Please don't do it. Just be happy when you get it once in a while. We all of us get some kind of luck once in a while. It's how it works. Be happy when you get it, but never plan on it. Just plan the smart way. And if you get luck, good. All right, I'll keep going down here if I can. I'm going to grab some more. I got a couple more things I want to bring up before we go. but there are some more. All right. Daydream says, what's everyone eating now? I'm done eating. I am now back on my intermittent fasting. So I only eat in a 6-hour block every day. I do 18-6 intermittent fasting. My last meal was a salad with pork chops cut up on it. There's lettuce, tomato, onions, peppers, cut up pork chops, salt, pepper, olive oil with coffee. That was my last meal of the day. And this morning I had eggs, sausage, sauerkraut, mustard, and coffee. That's what I had today. So there we go. I hope I answered your question. All righty. Let's see if I can grab some of these here. All righty. Kintsugi says, I want to get a dumb phone without browsing capabilities. I feel it will solve a whole bunch. This is a thing, Kintsugi. This is a growing thing. Flip phones. My daughter has one. I meet many more and more people now with flip phones. People are moving towards it. You're not alone in that. It's a growing trend. People are pushing away from that. 100%. They are pushing away from it. So, all right. All righty. We covered that piece already. Strayer says, 1-year plan is a long wait point in today's world. Yep. Your course will probably have to change, will be adjusted in less than a year. This is my point. Thank you for this, Strayer. My entire point is I want you to have next step and then outcome at the end of the year. That's what I want you to have. Outcome end of the year, next step. Those two things. And then as you move, readjust every month because you're correct. Life hits us. We don't expect to have our knee blown out. We don't expect to have an accident. We don't expect whatever, this to happen, that to happen, the rent to change. We don't lose our job, whatever. We don't expect that stuff. It happens. I might have to readjust, but I keep that overall goal in my hand and next step, reassess every month. Because then the next month comes, you go, damn, I can't keep doing this. Why? Because this thing happened. All right, what's my new next step? We adjust. Next month, am I still closer to my goal? Sometimes the thing that happens straight is a stroke of luck where I get my goal early. That happens too. So we sometimes get lucky and, oh my God, it hit early. I was thinking next January, I got it in June. Great. Maybe I make a new goal. Maybe not. Maybe I hang out and do Rick for the next 6 months. Just chill. I did my thing. I'm going to chill for 6 months. Maybe. It's okay. So yes, I appreciate that. All right. Shelly says the only difference between stubborn and determined is the outcome. I told my kid that on the daily. Use your stubborn to be determined. Ooh, I like that. That is good. That is good. All right. Mike says positively and thick skin for sales is mandatory or will crush you. Yes. And they've shown this. There's studies that show this, Mike. You're absolutely correct. Yes. You've got to be, if you're going to be in sales, optimism is key. Not everything, right? Americans go, you got to be optimistic and positive. Not everything. If you're a lawyer, you're an engineer. I don't want you to be an engineer going, that bridge, it'll be fine. Terrible engineer, right? You're a lawyer, your contract, what could go wrong? Let it go. Terrible lawyer, right? I hope that if you are in certain fields, pessimism is a really good tool to have. I hope you are. If you're a lawyer, if you're an engineer, etc. Right? I hope you are. You're a sales, you got to be positive. You just got to be. If you're negative in sales, you're done for. Yeah, absolutely correct, Mike. That's 100% true. Yes. I'm trying to get through some of these. I know I'm falling behind as always. So D says, I was great at cleaning because I'm OCD. Never had an issue with clients. Been doing it 15 plus years. I hate it now. And that's why I wanted to start a virtual assistant business. I love what I do and I work from my home. You did it, D, right? You are exactly what I was talking about. You can be good at something and hate it. Right? Of course. Right? You do it so long, 15 years. You're like, I'm tired of it now. You probably enjoyed it when you first did it. It was new and different, made money. Probably was exciting. You enjoyed it, right? You have OCD. Oh, perfect. I can do these things. Now you're like, okay, I got it. No more. I'm done. It happens, right? And you're not alone with that. Lots of people do that. They're good at something. Do it too long. Done. I don't want to do this anymore. So you got to find something else. And you got it. You love what you do and you're good at it. And it's customers. You are literally the poster child for this. So thank you for saying that. It's exactly right. Yes. All righty. Mike says, we woke up today. We're speaking online. Today's a good day. And thus 2026 is a good year. It's a frame of mind that can give each day and come out a lot. Yes. Rhetoric says, if Larry Sharpe is governor of New York, I'll say we had a good year come 2027. Yes. Base God clap. Yes, I agree. I'm with you. I'm with you. That, by the way, is one of my goals I think about, thing that I have not done enough of, is calling people, believe it or not. I was just talking to someone on my team about this. I need to be on the phone more. And I look back at last year, and if I'm doing it for myself, if I had to give myself any advice for last year, the number one thing, there were so many things I could have done better, I could have done better at whatever. The number one thing I wish I had done is I spent more time on the phone. It would have been the most impactful. More time catching up with people, more time doing fundraising, more time getting information from people directly on the phone, more one-on-one time is what I wish I had done more of. And if I had to give myself advice, if I was sitting here last year going, Larry, I saw the year. Number one thing I would have said, of all things could have, and then again, many things I could have done. But I walked down this road. I practice what I preach. What was the number one thing of all things I could have done? More phone time. So the question is, what am I going to put down to pick this up? Again, same idea. What am I going to put down to pick this up? And what I'm going to put down is I'm going to spend less time on research, because I spend a lot of time on research, hours and hours and hours on research. I am going to surrender research and allow people around me to send me more stuff, which I don't do enough of. So, and being on the phone will help with that. So more people are sending me stuff, less research. I'm putting some research down, and I'm putting the phone up. And I told two people, someone on my team who are respected, and my daughter, who I love. So I literally I practice what I preach, Rhetoric. It's what I said. I do practice what I preach. So yes. And as I said, I don't respond immediately already. I have missed 2 days in a row. So I've made those errors. So I will not make those errors this year. I will not miss 2 days in a row. I will not. I may miss one day. I will not miss 2 days in a row. So yes, I'm because I think that also, if I do that, is my best chance for winning this damn thing this year also. So yes. Alrighty. D says, if I didn't start Mark's coaching program, I would still be cleaning houses full time. I'm still daydreaming about my virtual assistant business. Okay. So does that mean you've learned that the most impactful thing was you getting an outside accountability, or was it outside deadline? Outside deadlines are very powerful for most people. If I give myself a deadline, I can change it, right? Oh, I'm going to start next week. Oh, it's busy. I'll start the week after. But when I have an outside deadline, people move fast with outside deadlines. So was that what it was? If it was, maybe you should keep giving yourself outside deadlines for the next step in your life, whatever your next step is. Get an outside deadline, right? Someone else goes, no, must be this time. Sadly or not sadly, I get tons of outside deadlines because the government decides when my elections are, when I report what I do. They're all outside deadlines. So I don't have a choice. I have nothing but those. So yes. Nosy says, success for me, 1/1/27, off-grid small cabin I can maintain and heat on 5 or more acres and garden. Ooh, I am jealous. I might come move in with you. I'm jealous. Yeah. I think Kentucky's coming too. Phil might come also. You might need more than 5 acres is what I'm saying. You might need another house. I'm saying you might need a guest house. So you might want to add that, Nosy, add guest house. So I'm saying add that onto your list because you're going to have some people coming to visit you. So yes, I think you will. It's a nice one. So the question now becomes, what is your first step? What is your first step? Making that happen. Once you figure that out, now we're good. Got to come up with your first step. All righty. See, Shelly says, me too. See, I don't know. You might need a guest house. You might need a guest house. That's what I'm saying. LM No says, we need to learn to hold government accountable. Yep. It should be a consistent routine to be effective. What's a good tactic to incorporate into our schedules to hold government accountable? Generally speaking, it is exactly what Spike is doing. We constantly say government. We constantly say this. We have to keep individual people accountable, not government. It's individual people. That's the key, right? I can't go, Pepsi's a bad company. Who do you even know to see what Pepsi is? No. So who cares? Government, who cares? New York City government's bad. No. Who in the government is? You can't just go Mom Donnie, right? Because he doesn't do half the stuff. It's done by some local bureaucrat. Which local bureaucrat did the bad thing? I'm very serious. That's what Spike does. That's what we must do. We must let the specific bureaucrat who did the bad thing. What we're not doing in New York State, which I will have to do when I'm governor, is let people know which specific judges are letting the criminals out. I'm serious. Which ones are? Don't go, and it's bad. Which judge said, let that guy out? And the problem is people say, oh, no, you can't hold judges accountable. Yes, we should. Judges too. All of them. Yes, hold them all accountable. Of course. That's how we do it. So yes. Rich says, Larry, drop us some heavy knowledge. Oh, thank you. Christopher says, small steps, travel miles. Most trade what they want most for what they want at the moment. Oh, yes. Very true. Yes. I agree. All right. MB says, unfortunately, sometimes your family to hold you back from your goals with the you can't do that and all the other negative talk. Yes. And here's the issue. Here's the issue I'm going to bring up here. One of the most important things to do when you want to better yourself, however you decide better, again, you decide what better is. However you decide to better yourself, one of the most important things to do is to change your peer group. Boy, is that hard. Boy, is that hard. Sometimes you have to walk away from your family. Sometimes you have to walk away from friends. Sometimes you have to. Very often, there's a feeling that you see as common, which is people fear you getting better because then they have to. And if they don't, you'll leave them. That is their worry. The people who love you, D, might try to sabotage you, not because they hate you, but because they love you. And it may sound silly, but hear me out. They're worried. If D becomes more successful, she'll leave us. She won't talk to us anymore. She'll be too cool for us now. And they believe that. And they don't want to get better. They're happy where they are. They don't want to go. Now D becomes super cool, cooler than us. She ain't going to talk to us no more. We love D. So they actually might be doing it in a horribly selfishly loving way. I know it seems to make no sense, but that often happens. You have to understand that. This goes back to my other issue that I mentioned earlier. What roadblocks will you see? Will it be your family? It might be, depends on your family. I'm not talking about you, D, but anyone. Families are families, and there's messed up people in every family. You might be the messed up person who's listening to me right now. You might be one of those people who does that. I don't know. I hope you don't. But whatever the case may be, you're right. You think about that. It says, biggest mistake I've ever made is dropping everything to do for my adult kids. Yes, I understand that. It is a problem many people deal with. The idea that we don't want to let our children, adult children specifically, fail. It's human. And you're right, it's wrong. We shouldn't. We should allow them to fail. I can say that, but knows you, I have adult children too. It's not easy. Very easy to say, not easy to do. And we know we should. Doesn't mean we'll do it. Yes. Yeah. So I get it. I totally get it. All righty. Little Frog says, I wish I'd focused on teaching my body to walk and move again since my multiple sclerosis began attacking again sooner. Well, there we go. All right. So if there's a health goal that you want, you should be thinking about that health goal for next year. What is the goal? And again, what can you expect, right? Expectation is critical. What do you want? The same as you have now, better than you have now, X percent of what you have now, whatever it is, whatever that thing is. Okay, great. From last year, if you could give yourself advice, what would it be? You said focus on teaching my body to walk. Okay, but what does that look like? Is that physical therapy? Is that a walk every morning? I mean, I don't know. I'm ignorant to this, Little Frog. So it could be any of those things. Whatever the thing is, what would it have been done? And what could you have done where it was like a daily or weekly thing? What was that? What would you have done? And again, now that you know you could have done it, if you're going to start next year, what got in your way? Something got in your way. Was it work? Was it loved one? Was it your mental attitude? Was it money? Right? What was the thing or things that got in your way? Well, they're going to get in your way this year too, right? Because they still exist. So whatever got in your way last year is going to get in your way next year. Okay. How are you going to handle it? Do you need to make more money? Do you need to change your peer group? Do you need to have someone help you out? right? What is the thing? Again, I wish I knew. You have to figure this out. What are you going to do when this thing hits again? Is it you get too tired? Is there a way of fixing that? What are you going to do for that? You can do scenario training to get around it. Start making that happen right now. What's your outcome? And then what's that first thing you're going to do? Is it a phone call? Is it a click? Is it a buy something? Is it a set your schedule? Is it a put it in your calendar? What is the first thing? You're going to call somebody you respect and tell them, or if you live with them, and you call someone to get with someone who you love and tell them that. Tell them that. Answer this question. If you do focus on it this year, what do you gain? Promise to gain. If you don't, what do you lose? Fear of loss. How will it affect other people in your life? Friends, family. You gonna let them down if you fail? Are they gonna be harmed in some way if you fail? Do that. You will increase the odds of you getting it done. You will absolutely increase the odds of getting it done. So yes. All righty. Let's see here. Notice it says being overwhelmed really sucks and is damaging. It is, which is why you have to recognize. All right, I'll cover this piece, but it's similar but a little bit different. And that is the idea of controlling your time. There is no such thing as time management. You are not Kang. You can't control time. It doesn't work. There's no such thing. You cannot control time. We all get 24 hours. If you are overwhelmed, one of two things are true. One, you have too many activities. Two, your activities take too much time, or some combination. What you can do is have activity management, which means if you're going to pick something else up, you got to put something down. The question is, what are you going to put down? Nosy, what are you going to put down? You got to put something down. And that's one of the things they often say. The people who are the most successful, they know how to say no. And to be forward, many of them, most successful, actually aren't that busy because they say no a lot. There's extra value in not just knowing what to do, but in knowing what not to do. So you are correct. It is a big deal. We have to work on that. That might be one of your goals. So yes. Shreya says, a few weeks ago, I found a note to self that doubled as a bookmarker. Sadly, it read the same to-do list as my next week to-do list. I ever said I would change, so I'm okay. I never said I would change, so that's okay. True, but you probably should. The note's 10 years old. You know, the funny thing, you bring this up, 10 years old. This is true. For most people, the problems that bothered you or held you back 10 years ago are the same problems today. Because you're still a human being with wants and needs, and things that hold you back 10 years ago hold you back today. Yeah. Usually. Yes. So, Rex is interesting. The Marine Corps hill bit. Yes. Absolutely. Kitsugi says, Mr. Girl Dad, proud to have that moniker. Proud to have that moniker. Yes. She goes on to say, a physical alarm clock's a good idea. Yes. It is a good idea if you can do it, right? If you can find one. There are a lot of them. They're pretty easy to find in general. So yes. Kitsugi says he gives us personal coaching for free. It's true. I do. Yes. Chris says, I have 3 New Year's resolutions: lose 60 pounds, move to another state, and become debt-free. Huge goals. All right. All challenging. All challenging. Are you going to work on all 3 of them at the same time, or one at a time? I would focus at one at a time if I were you. I would start, my opinion is, Christy, I would start habits for 1, get them rocking and rolling, start habits for the 2nd, get them rocking and rolling, the process of the 3rd. I would do 1 at a time if I were you. That's my opinion on that. I think if you do that, I think you will have a better chance of getting all 3 done. Those are all 3 big deals. I would chop those up. Pick one you think and hit each one of them. But I would also do something else. I would do this stuff for all 3 of them. I would ask promise of gain, fear of loss, and honor for all 3 of them, and have an answer for all 3. And then I would have 6 different people I would tell my goals to. 2 people for the lose weight, 2 people for the moving in the state, 2 people for debt free. I would do all of those separately. I would look back last year and say, why didn't you last year? What did you miss? What could you do better? And I make sure that's part of my plan for this year coming. It's a big deal. You could do it, but you're going to need a lot of accountability buddies to make that happen. To get all three of those done, you need a lot of accountability because life is going to throw itself at you as it always does. And any one of those could be stopped by life. All three, easy to be stopped by life. So you're going to require a lot of people to make sure that gets done. So yes, I like that. John says, I do plug my phone in the other room where I can hear it if it rings, but I do not hear notifications. Ooh, I like that. That's smart. That is smart. I like that. Yes. All right. Grab some more of these. Let's see. JGJ says, I tuned into Mr. Sharpe because I want to understand libertarians as someone who is somewhat trad but tech interested. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad. I'm glad. Absolutely. It's Sharpe Dojo. That does work. I do like that. That is good. All right. Phil says, it's all about respect. And I think it's why a lot of soldiers, when they come back from the war, the military gave them purpose. They have to find a new purpose. Very true. Yes. Shreya says, my biggest failures have become stand-up comedy routines. Oh, okay. You can do some stand-up. I like that. All right. He's going back then. Good. I love that. D says, you will get 0% of nothing if you don't get a chance. However, D, there is value to not taking a chance. There is. You can't fail. And that's why many people don't try. You can't fail if you never try. There's no failure. There's no embarrassment of failure if you can't try. And as long as you can give yourself an excuse as to why you didn't, all good, right? I gave myself an excuse, so I don't have to do it. So yes. Chris says, thank you. Oh, good. There we go. A lot of people are giving a lot of advice. I love it. Good. And caring a lot. And I hope that was helpful. I hope it was what we talked about. So yes, that makes sense. All right. That covered that. And then Mastermind goes crabs in the crab pot. Yes. Often true. Often true. Yes. Okay. That covers that piece. That's good. Mark's coaching equals accountability. Yes. 100%. It absolutely does. Yes, absolutely does. See, Sherry's got a flip phone too. Flip phones. It's the future, guys. It is. I'm going to call my All right, I got it back. Good. All righty. Kintsugi says, we have to tolerate failure. It's okay. I'm going to cover two things with this one, Kintsugi. I'm gonna end this show with three things, I think now total, actually three. Number one, failure is a great teacher. Let's not forget that. Failure is also natural. Not just that, you learn who your friends are when you fail. Never forget that. I learned that shit the hard way in 2022. You learn who your friends are when you fail. So those two. Number one. That's number one. Number two. I'm going to ask you all to do something to make yourself feel better and to make you feel like a better person. I'm going to ask every one of you to think about one person who you believe has wronged you in some way. And I want you to forgive them. That's it. Just forgive them. Why? If you want to tolerate people better and you want to be tolerated better, you need to forgive people. It doesn't mean forget. Doesn't mean all of a sudden trust them because they're still bad guys or bad gals. It means forgive them. You holding on to anger, you holding on to all this, most of them, the people who you're most angry about, they forgot about you, don't care about you. The only person angry is you. It's like drinking poison and hoping the other person dies. Forgive. It's very powerful. It's good for you. It's actually selfish. Forgiving is actually selfish. Forgive someone in your life. Whoever you think has wronged you, just go, you know what? We're good. We're good. We are square. Me and you, we're square. Done. I forgive you. We're good. Doesn't mean you're their best friend. Doesn't mean you go back to them, but you forgive. Why? If you forgive others better, you can, to your point, Kintsugi, forgive yourself. If you can't forgive others, you cannot forgive yourself. And here's the next piece with that. This all goes with part two. We are in Western culture. I know it's going to sound jingoistic, but it's not. There's an advantage to being in Western culture. In Eastern culture, generally speaking, is a shame culture. Western culture is a guilt culture. They're different. Shame cannot be removed. Shame is on you and off on your family and friends. This is why ending yourself in Eastern cultures is more common, because that's the way you end shame, by ending yourself. That's that, and that erases shame. We are not that in Western society. We are a guilt culture. It's different. When it comes to guilt, what can you do? You can repent. You can repent for your sins. Now, here's the hardest part. When you sin against God, that's relatively easy to deal with. You can go to church and find an answer. What happens when you sin against yourself? That's hard. Well, I would answer the same thing. You must still repent to yourself. You must repent for yourself, whatever that is. Some people do it forever and never forgive themselves. Repent and forgive. Forgive others so you can forgive yourself. How do you repent? Nate has the answer. And the answer is move forward. That's how you forgive yourself. You repent. Your punishment for failure, Kintsugi, is you get to do it again. That is your punishment. Your penance for your failure, Kintsugi, you get to do it again. Go again. Get it right this time. When you get it right, you have repented. You are forgiven. You can forgive yourself now. It's done. You've repented. Forgiveness is critical. You should forgive others so you can forgive yourself, so you can keep moving. Last piece I'll bring up for 2026. Think about everything we talked about tonight. Last year, what you could have done, should have done, did well, didn't do so well. Next year, what you think you can do well, what you can achieve, what's going to get in your way, what might not get in your way, all those things. Think about all those things. See if you come up with a word that represents what you have to do. That word that represents who you want to be. That word that represents your action you're going to take. And remind yourself of that word again and again. Is it forgiveness? Is it virtual assistant? Is it customer? Is it love? Is it job? Is it government? What is that word? Is it topple? Lunatic still here? Is it that? Is it educate? What is it? Is it meme? What is the word that you want to have that represents your year, that will keep you moving forward, that will keep you motivated to go on? That's what I want you to think about, and keep that word in your head. Think about that word. My word is inevitable. I would like you, if you could, please take some time. And the question I'm going to ask you to mention is the word that will be your year. Please comment after the live. Put the word for your word for this year, whatever your word is. If you've not clicked the like button, please do so. Please share this if you haven't already. Please do so. Please, guys, help me out. Subscribe to this channel or this page, whatever the case may be. And remember, please, after this live is over, please comment, what is your word for 2026? I know what mine is. I am inevitable. I'll be back on tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will have an AMA. I will see you all very soon.